Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, my name is Emmanuel. In today's video we'll be learning how to create or use alerts and confirmation dialogues. Before we step into the tutorial, make sure you smash the like button, click the subscribe button and pop the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Welcome back guys. Speaking of alert boxes, we always want our computer to return feedback to our users on the occurrence of any event. So let's have a look at alert boxes first. So this, I'm using this file this because these are also standard dialogues, so I'll still be using the same file here. Okay, standard dialogues. Now for the alert box here, we're gonna come here and we will need to import again from our Tkinter. This time around, we're gonna import message box. Okay, that's what we're gonna be using. Now as you can see, this file dialogues, you need to import additional stuff from it before you can use it, and that you should know that is a pattern already. So the patterns are consistent in Tkinter, which should also make it easy for you to get along with quickly. Now I'm going to create another bunch here. Oh no, I'm going to change that to color so we don't confuse things here, and then I'm going to do Ctrl Shift D. Okay, and now this, we're going to change this to message. Okay, message. Now we're going to say message launcher. So I'm gonna come here, create another function, define message launcher. I'm gonna come here and we're gonna say response. Then we're gonna say message box dot. So now there are different informations you can show. So for example, you can show an info. Now we're gonna say show info. Now when you want to show info, you have to pass in title and the message. Now we're gonna pass in title and say, let's just put hello there. Then we'll say message and we'll say let's call it code run successfully. Okay, so we need to take this down to the next line. Now if I do control, okay, let's print result down here, print response rather. So I do control B and I click on message. As you can see, this is it, code run successfully. This is the title and this is the message, because this is an info, show info, that's why we have this I over here. Now you can use a bunch of others. Okay guys, quick one, let me just call it config options. I just want to add something there, and I'm gonna do so for this, you should know this if you know Python. So we're just gonna put in pad x there. I want to put some padding on the x. I'll put a padding of 10. The pad y, I'll just put 5 there. So you're gonna see what I want to use this to do in a bit. So we can have our button space. I'm gonna come select this, Ctrl D, and I'm gonna come here. And I'm gonna put the options, config options there. Now, if you don't know, this is just a way of unpacking the dictionary in here. So instead of typing it one by one, you can just put in a variable in a dictionary like this and just unpack it in here. If I do Ctrl B, yeah, that's just to keep collecting on Python. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. Now you can use a bunch of others as well. We also have show error. So if I do Ctrl B, the same way, but this time around, the different sound, different logo, and then of course it has to be different messages and error. But of course I'm just showing you how this works. You can also do show warning. Let's change the message. Don't do that. Okay, let's just skip that character. So I do Ctrl B and run that. Don't do that. As you can see, this is a warning. Okay, so that's it for the alert boxes. Now to confirmation boxes, we can use it to get response from our users concerning a situation. Let's have a look at a few of that. And of course, we're using message box widget as well, since we, of course, just as we use alert boxes, message box for alert boxes, we're using that for the confirmation dialogues as well. The first one here is the ask yes no confirmation dialogue. I'm looking at this. Should I create another one here? Okay, define confirmation dialogue. I'm just gonna copy this, Ctrl Shift D. Now I'm gonna come here, confirmation dialogue, and then I'm gonna, you know what, I just changed confirmation and I'm gonna paste what I copied here. These are all over 79. So I'm just gonna come here, let me just have that there, 61, So we're going to control B and confirmation. So the first thing we're going to do, as I said, the ask yes. So we'll call this response as well, and then we'll say message dialog box or ask yes no. So we are telling this message box, of course, is a confirmation dialog. They're asking your user for yes or no. That's as simple as that. It also takes in title. So we're going to say hello, just there, and then we'll print response to see how that works for now. If I do control B and I click confirmation, you can see it says ask yes no. Now if you put your message is going to be beside it. So if I put no, you see we have false, but if I put yes, we have true. Now let's put a message there. Message, are you sure? Are you sure? I think that's the most popular one. Are you sure? Are you sure? So I do this. Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then it returns true. So you know you're going to be dealing with true. Now this also takes in a bunch of other arguments. Also it takes in what we call type. Now this type is signifying what type of confirmation dialog we want to show, but I'll get to that later, not now. And that one it takes in is detail. So if you want to give it more details, you just come here and do detail equals to you must be careful here. So we have the control B. Now we're going to see the detail just beneath the message. As you can see, must be careful here. Okay, so okay, yes, I still want to do that anyway, so I'm going to cancel that. Now that's for the detail. We also have what we call the icon. Now the icon takes in a set number of arguments. It takes in error, question. Okay, let me show you something. If I put a wrong one here, just like you know Tkinter, as you can see, it's going to tell me the values I can use. I can use error, info, question, or warning. So I'm going to come here and put error for the icon. So if I do control B, as you can see, we have error. Now if I come here and I change this to question, control B, we have a question. That's the default one. So I'm not going to do all of that, not to waste time. As you can see, I showed you the number of arguments we can pass in, number of values you can pass in. I also give you an error if you pass in another value to it or other values. So another one we can use is default. Okay, so default is used to set the okay, and let me show you. For example, if I say default is no, now if I do control B, it seems whenever I click on this, the no is going to be highlighted automatically. As you can see, no, it's highlighted without even clicking on it, and that's because default is no. But by default is usually yes. So if I cancel this, okay, I don't need to cancel it. You can just check the previous, just reverse, play back, just take the video back at some seconds, and then you should see the difference. So that's what default does. I'm trying not to miss any other one out. Well, I think that's all. I think that is all. Oh yeah, of course, the parent. So you can associate it to a parent. If I do control B, confirmation, yeah, of course. So we're gonna do parent. If I do confirmation now, I tried there, sorry about that. I just tried to see if I can do that way, but of course none, you can't do that way. So we just have to pass parent equals to root, so you know your dialog box is associated with this, so you can't click on it. Okay, if I let me just press yes. If I cancel this and I run this confirmation dialog, of course it's automatically connected to this. But if you have multiple dialogs, just a way for you to know your dialog box is connected to this. Okay, I should stop that because of that sound. It's stopping my ears. So we're gonna put the parent back there, or better say, let's just leave it out for now. Now I said I was going to be back to the type attribute. So we can pass in a type attribute as well, and the possible values for this is okay, okay cancel, yes no cancel, retry cancel, abort retry, ignore, abort retry, or ignore. So what this is I'm going to put this in the description below, and I will also pop it up, so in case it's not in the description below, it should have been popped up when I was saying it. But instead of using this attribute, this type attribute I just mentioned, Tkinter has some methods for some of this which we can modify with the type function. But let me show you how that works. So in a bunch of ones I mentioned, so I'm gonna come here, and then we've seen askyesno, so we have okay cancel. If I do this, I get a confirmation. This is message at okay cancel. Oh, sorry about that, my bad. I was already thinking of the methods. Okay, so if what I said about the type is not clear, what I'm just saying is we also have an attribute called type attribute. So all those ones I mentioned are what you can pass in here. So after that, I said you also have some methods you can use for this instead of using the type attribute, because you might get some errors while dealing with it. I'll show you that later. Now the one I just did now is, so if I do OK cancel, I do Control B. Now instead of getting yes no, okay, I have to change the default. Since I changed it to OK cancel, we don't have no here, so this is an error. Now if I do Control B, you see that it's going to change what the dialog box is. If I do confirmation, instead of having yes no, we have OK cancel instead. If I press OK, you see it returns a false instead of a true, and cancel will also return the same thing, false. And that's why I'll prefer using the methods instead. So this can work well depending on what you have here. Okay, so this is expecting true or false, this is OK or cancel. Now you can try this with the others I've mentioned. Yes no, for example, if I do yes no, of course this is yes no, so if I do yes, it's gonna return a true. Okay, which other one again? Trying to remember. So I'm just gonna leave this at this. So the one I've popped up and description below, you can try it here. It's gonna be the same thing. For example, if I do abort, retry, ignore, and I do Control B, if I do this, you're gonna see the three of them, even though I use askyesno here. So that type modifies what we have. Of course, this is not gonna be functional. We can't get through from any of this. So if I do retry, it's gonna be false, and even the last one is gonna be false as well. Okay, so you need to be careful of how you use your type function, your type attribute here. So if I come here now, the methods, available methods we can use are, I'm gonna come here, ask OK cancel, ask question, ask retry cancel, ask yes no cancel. So I'm gonna show you how you can use that with the abort, ignore, and the rest of them. So if you use your sometimes you might use your type with some methods and they don't work together as I've showed you, and that might be an issue. Okay, so now we're going to try the alternatives. I'm going to say ask OK cancel. If I do Control B and I come here, so why is this still showing this? Okay, ask OK cancel. Is it? Oh, I thought I saw yes and no, sorry about that. Okay, this is OK cancel, that's ask OK cancel, so that returns a true. The other one return a false. If I change this to ask question, Control B, and I do this, now we have yes no. This is the default ask question, yes no. Now we also have ask retry cancel. If I do Control B for that and I do confirmation, so retry cancel, retry true, cancel false. Now in this case, if I do, okay, I'll get to that in a bit. I'll get to that. So let me just try the rest too as well. I'm gonna ask, okay, we know we've done that before. Ask yes no cancel, Control B. Here are the confirmation. Now we have ask yes no cancel. So in this case, if I use the type and I put the first one we used, the last one, ask and ignore. So if I do Control B and I do this, Control B, if I do retry false, abort false, ignore false. Okay, so that doesn't work. Ask yes no cancel. So what I'm gonna use here instead is ask retry. Okay, this is just two, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Ignore false, so the same thing is gonna be false for the rest already. Okay, this works. Okay, this works. I hope so. So as you can see, abort, retry, ignore. So ask, retry, cancel. As you can see, we just need to really know how this works. So if I again am using retry, cancel, you can use this with this. So if I do abort, this one will return false as well. So the only thing that returns true is this. So you must be sure before using it. And now you see the, but I don't want to call it a bad part of using the type attribute or type property, but now I know it can be useful, and you have to be careful when using it. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you should give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my next epic content. What's up, guys? Peace out.